tell us about what it's been like in training this week since last weekend's 4-0 win over Stockport County?
When you've had a good result and a good performance, the lads are always got a bit more of a smile on their face because they care. Normally after a defeat they'll come in and be a bit down, and then we'll pick them up and we'll show them the review. We'll drag them down first, but just to say why we'd lost, and then pick them up after that. And then when you've won, there's no need to drag them down. You just show them things that we could have improved on, things that we did well, and generally if you've done more things well, then you've won the game. And it was such a great performance that first half, especially, even the second half actually, because we still had chances and we kept them down to a couple of ricochets and so on and so forth. But so very pleased with them, and they were pleased with themselves, because a lot of the work that we do was seen and performed in that first half.
We've talked about getting a run together, so Saturday can be a good springboard moving forward.
Yeah, I always say that you got to get that first win before it becomes a run later on, and at least you can, you start with a win, and then you've got to try and get whatever it is, an amount of wins on the trot to get yourself up there. There's teams now that have started putting in runs of wins after runs of defeats. Actually, I'm thinking of Notts County, Yeovil, Bromley, and so on. And there's always a time when they have a run of wins and a run of non-wins. Could be a draw sort of thing. So, we're in that situation now. At least we can start a little run if we can, but we have to respect the opposition as always. Fylde, we watched them when they played at Barnet, and it wasn't, or at Fylde, but against Barnet, and also the game before, and they're not a bad side. You can see why they did so well last year. They've got a threat, so we've got to be aware of that threat, but they've obviously got a weakness as well, and we've got to try and make sure that their weakness costs them.
You took Hermione Little and Asa Hall with you last weekend. How close are they to getting back to fitness?
They're close, very close. That's why we took them. I mean, Asa is our club team captain as well, so it's important that he's a good voice in the during the game, and more so before the game, at the hotel, in the dressing room, and after the game. So it's always good to take Asa as captain anyway, but Armani and him are both very, very close, and I'm sure at least one of them will be definitely available for selection, and one we've got to wait another day or two for.
And the broader injury news, how close are we to getting back to full fitness for the squad in terms of the other players that may be struggling?
I think John is training now, and we're still waiting on Opie. He's going to be one that's a last minute one. Dicko is probably not ready yet. He's still having headaches from his concussion that he got. I think that's it, isn't it? I think that's generally everybody. I hope I haven't missed anyone, but so we're working hard on them. But when you've had a result, then of course it's always nice to have a fully fit squad, but you get a result and then you've got another week to get everybody ready, do a little bit of work. It's always a nice feeling. As far as being disappointed about the injuries that are still not available, sort of thing, but they'll all be back, and we just got to make sure that we do it properly and we don't bring them back too early so that they're out for a lot longer.
Back to play more on Saturday before a midweek trip to Ebbsfleet, so Saturday's obviously an important game, and we want the Yellow Army out there in full voice.
Yeah, well, you can't make people come, you can't make people ask them to scream and shout in support of your team, but you know, we always appreciate the ones that do come, that's for sure, because you know, they come with that positive energy. Now sometimes the game changes that a little bit during the game, and sometimes at the end of the game, like the Eastleigh game was a disappointment. But you know, every game the lads, I and the lads are trying to entertain. We're trying to give them goals, if you like. You know, we're giving them goals at both ends at the moment at home, so we've got to be careful of that. But they want to see us scoring goals, but they can see the potential of our team, and hopefully it will grow and grow as the support grows and grows. But we're always genuinely thankful for the ones that come and the ones that do give us that support, home and away. But as it's a home game this week, it'd be lovely to, you know, touch on the 3,000 type figures like we were getting at the end of last year and more. But that's down to us as well. We've got to, you know, as a club, we've got to build that. The team's got to get a run of wins. We've got to try and get up there so that people are excited about sort of coming to watch us. But we've got a team that can entertain, that's for sure. And so we hope that we can do that more consistently. I thought I always say, if you defend well, it's not just your defenders, it's your team, because they, you know, we've got to make sure that your defenders are not defending without a barrier in front of them. So sometimes it's that, and the same the other way, that when lads are attacking, they got to know that the lads that are defending are up there with them, so that if they have a shot and it rebounds, it comes back to us and we can have a run of attacks, if you like. That's important. So whether you're attacking or defending, we see it as a team energy, and that's what we had on Saturday, and everybody played their part in their individual position, in their individual, you know, like the midfield, the defenders and the forwards. But basically, it was as a team, we looked very strong, and on the day, especially in the first half.
Wasn't a bad birthday for you then?
No, it was a great birthday. It was nice, and as I've said, you know, if I could have a birthday every week, we'd win the league by a million miles, wouldn't we? But it's no, it was a nice day. It was a good day. It was nice to see 250 people, you know, make that trip, you know, which was unbelievable.
You got a birthday card from the fans as well.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I did, which was very nice. It was a little lad, and you know, I'm really pleased I saw him. And I think it was the Northern Goals, or what are they called?
Yorkshire Goals.
The Yorkshire Goals, that's right. So, you know, there was a list of names on it, and I'm pleased that I spotted the little lad in the crowd with his card. So obviously I didn't want to disappoint him, and it was nice to get a birthday song at my age. I've never had, you know, 250 people singing happy birthday. Well, I have actually at other clubs, which they do, but I was grateful to it, and grateful to the Yorkshire Goals for the card.
It's very easy to forget that last Saturday, and in fact in recent
When
games...
you're 64, it's very easy.
I'm older than 64.
No, I know that. You look older.
That on Saturday and in recent games, you had two lads in the middle of midfield, and we've just been talking about how important it is for how they set up and how they play, in Matt Hughes and Frank Vincent. I wonder whether at the start of the season, if you ever imagined that this would be your central midfield pairing at the moment, at this stage of the season. But they're playing with a maturity beyond their years, probably, aren't they?
Yeah.
Especially Saturday.
And beyond their experience.
And beyond their
The experience they're getting is now.
Yeah.
They're not experienced players yet, but they're getting it. And I've been saying that. And I don't sign anyone on that I don't think that I can make into a first team player. I know they're going to have their ups and downs as young players. I know on occasions they're going to make mistakes. But you have faith in, especially over the years, in your own judgment as to whether these players are going to be first team players at some stage. And they both had a little bit of luck that, you know, earlier on our midfield was a bit depleted because of injuries, etc. And they both got their opportunity, and they both shown what good players they were, and that helps me with my judgment in the future. The more I get right, now it's not classed as right yet, but what we do know is that at the moment they've got a game that can cause problems at this level, or be in a team that can cause problems.
Do you think, in a funny sort of way, that they complement each other actually? The way Matt is quite a pragmatic, play the way you're facing player, whereas Frank sees stuff maybe is slightly quicker, and they're different types of player really, aren't they?
They are, but the thing they both got in common is that they've both got an unbelievable work rate.
Yeah.
You know, when we got the GPS vests on them, so we know exactly what they're doing, and we're very proud of their work rate and their fitness, and so is Frank's club, Bournemouth, because you know they watch him, etc. So they can see how fit he is, and I'm sure they'll improve on the other bits that they might have as they go along, and pick and choose when they need to stand still and when they need to make a run. It's not all about running 12, 13 kilometres and not touching the ball sort of thing. You've got to make sure that you affect the game with that energy, and both of them are at the minute. So you know, it's proved to me that they were good signings, and when we get our full squad back, they create a much closer competition now from where they were when they first came in.
I mean, we've just been talking about, you know, hopefully Asa and Romani very close to both coming back.
Yeah, well, Jake,
they've given you they're in there and turning around, presumably. I don't mean literally, but to Asa and Romani saying, you're not coming in
back.
No.
Listen, I'm sure Asa and Romani will, you know, be disappointed from their own point of view, but will be pleased for the team and themselves. But there's still 32 games to go, plus our FA Cup, plus our FA Trophy, plus our Devon Cup. So we're going to need everybody fit. And by the end of the season, if I ask them, have you been happy with the amount of games that you've played? I'm sure nearly all of them will put their hand up and say yes, we are.
Opie, of all the injured players, and you shouldn't separate one from another, in his injury and his sort of time out, particularly since obviously he had time out last year for a different injury, must have been sort of frustrating for you and for him.
Yeah.
Has the fact that he's with Bristol City and he is a lone player played any part at all, or is this, are they more careful with him, or do you have to be a bit more careful with him, or is it purely are you fit, are you not fit?
Yeah, no, we've got a good relationship, obviously, with Bristol City, and our physio and their loans physio, they keep in touch all the time, and he's just been unlucky, Opie. You know, he's had a couple of hamstrings last year, and this year it was a kick on the ankle, and he actually trained as normal on Tuesday, and but unfortunately he just got a little clip, and it just sort of he felt it. So again, we've just sort of pulled him out. But no, I think the relationship between us and Bristol City, both teams know exactly what's happening. They want to get him back as soon as possible without making it worse and the injury being longer. Yeah. For Opie's sake as well, because he loves playing football, he wants to play football, and he's one of the most, he's one of the players that gets very frustrated with injuries. He wants to play.